Giving is not logical. Giving is so confusing that when Christ said that this widow that gave very little,
she gave the most.
She gave the most. Christ now said true religion is giving to the poor and the orphans.
Yeah.
The same Christ said the poor you always have with you. So what exactly are you saying, Christ? There are some people you will give and it will cause a curse on you.
Right.
Because you went to interfere in a process that nobody sent you. You don't want to do something you say is good and God asks you, did he send you?
Why is that spiritual people are the ones who are sometimes most broke?
There are those who are spiritually hardworking,
right,
but financially lazy. And there are those who are hardworking, but they are spiritually lazy. Some of their blessing is trapped in the sky. Right. Some, they have rain, but they did not plant anything. You need only 4 things to be successful. None of it is money. Big dream. Some dreams are never achieved because they're not big enough. Sometimes you are frustrated for not understanding that God has called you for a bigger dream. That's why your small dream is not working. You have to choose the God that is powerful enough to deliver on the size of the dream you have.
Right.
Okay? I'm not forcing you to choose any God, but you select the God. Some people do select some other things that work for them some way, but they may be touching the wrong sky.
Right.
We are trying to touch the real sky.
Mr. Louis Ogbeifun, who is a chief investment officer of one of the biggest pension funds in Nigeria. What kind of investment plans should people have for their lives? And as even Christians, believers, should we have a plan for existing in the world?
I wanna go to the sky, I wanna see through your eyes. Hey, I'm not believing the lies, I'm not believing the lies. I wanna go to the sky, I wanna see through your eyes. Hey, I'm not believing the lies, I'm not believing the lies.
Welcome to the set, Mr. Louis Ogbeifun.
Thank you.
It's such an honor to have you here. What makes you you?
I think it's God, I would say when I summarize everything, many things, but when you summarize it and have the average or the LCM or whatever, you just see God there. If you average yourself and you do not see God there, then you should be worried.
Right. I agree with that.
Yes.
I agree with that. So jumping to the topic of the day, what do you think is the main reason why people have trouble with wise investment or making financial programs for their lives? Is this something about heaven, that because as Christians we believe that we're disappearing to heaven, so we don't need to do any investment in the world? Where do you think, from your experience, people have troubles with wise investment?
It's a bit complex. There's several things. I think, first of all, there's the concept of intelligence, wisdom, and calling. How to arrange those 3 things together. Then there's also the different types of laziness.
Right.
So when we are hardworking in one side and we forget that we are not able to get results because we need to be hardworking in all sides,
right,
not just hardworking in one side and lazy in the other side. So when we talk about intelligence, wisdom, and calling, a lot of us are born intelligently. Because we are born of the Adam before Christ. And the Adam before Christ ate of that fruit of wisdom and knowledge. So many a times we live our lives with logic in mind and logical conclusions. So we are naturally logical human beings. And anything that challenges that logic begins to, will I call it?
Wrestle.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Until we taste of the flesh and blood, the bread and the blood, to dilute the fruit, then we will find real wisdom and move from intelligence. Right. And there's spiritual logic, which is different from physical logic. Spiritual logic is that which says it all started in Genesis, but it actually began in 1 John, even though the first book was Job. And in the end, the revelation was actually the beginning. So that doesn't make sense logically, but that is the way.
As a potpourri of existence in terms of how it is. So there is wisdom to be extracted from these seeming confusion that life can be. Okay, why is that spiritual people are the ones who are sometimes most broke?
There are those who are spiritually hardworking,
right,
but physically lazy or financially lazy. Do you understand? So, and there are those who are hardworking, but they are spiritually lazy. So, some of their blessing is trapped in the sky, like Daniel
Right.
and the angel that was bringing his blessing,
Right.
and he needs to unlock the sky,
Right.
and so that there will be rain on his tilling.
Right.
Some, they have rain, but they did not plant anything.
Right.
So God has brought the rain,
Right.
but they have refused to plant. So
That's
it's
a very
mix.
important point to make. That is so profound.
Yeah.
Some have reigned, but they haven't planted anything.
Yeah.
What can we easily ask people to plant?
Okay, there are different types of investment. The first thing you must start with is, what is your purpose with
Right.
God? And a lot of times people separate their physical vision and aspirations from their spiritual vision and aspirations. So they are
Right.
battling with two different human beings in one body,
Mm.
and they both may be going in the different direction. If you have to run a business at night, and then you have to do night vigil every night.
The two will
Yes,
not go.
the two. So you are using the same body to do the same,
Right.
to do these two things. What I find out is that some people write their financial goals, but they do not document their spiritual goals.
Right.
And when there's conflict, they don't see it.
Right.
So that's one. The second thing is that people lie to themselves about their capacity. For any investment you need to do, you have to test 3 things, which I call SEA.
SEA.
SEA, yes. You have to have the skill for it.
Skill.
You have to have the energy,
Energy.
and you have to have the availability.
Okay.
So the skill you may need for certain types of investment may be quite low.
Right.
So you may choose those ones if your availability and energy is somewhere else.
Right.
So you have to marry them. For example, you find a lot of young people thinking that they can be traders,
Right.
Um,
FX trading.
FX traders,
Bitcoin
Bitcoin traders, stock traders. Yes, you may have the skill. Let's say I have the skill to trade. So I see that the Japanese market, I say, okay, but the problem is that by the time I'm supposed to be trading, my boss will call me for a meeting or send me on an assignment, so I'm not available. And the trading world is like,
It's not waiting for you.
yes, so it's like
dynamic.
it's like we are all in this room
Right.
with rice and meat in our
Right.
plate,
Right.
and everybody wants to
It's-
have the most meat.
So they're all waiting for the right
if
window.
you get up to ease yourself,
Right.
so you lose.
You can lose the whole.
No matter how strong you
Yeah.
are to
It's
snatch,
availability.
availability is important.
Yeah.
Then you may be available, but you are not strong, so you are weak. People will collect you.
Yeah.
So that is important. So I say, okay, I'm not available. I have the skill, and I found the one that is available for me, maybe the Japanese stock market at 2 a.m. or something.
Yeah.
So I have the skill, I have the availability, but do I have the energy by that time after I've flogged myself
Yeah.
out, so I fall asleep? So you have to measure that. So it all depends on your life, your lifestyle, and all those things. So if I'm full-time worker, it's better to play in some of these markets more passively and
Right.
look for more passive kinds of investments.
Right.
Maybe you can do a long game in investing in stocks or any of these things, even in the Bitcoin you want to do. You say, oh, it doesn't matter what it moves between 1 to 3 days. I'm just loading every month. I say 200K. I give it to my broker. Let him buy something.
Right.
I will not be interfering
Right.
with him and telling him buy this one instead of that one.
Right.
Because by the time it's time to sell, you are not available.
Right.
So just say 200K. I don't need it until 5-10 years. Let me just be putting money aside.
Right.
That's a simple one. Another thing is, a popular one is real estate. But real estate is not for everybody all of the time. It may be for you, but it's not yet your time, because certain types of real estate require a minimum volume to enter. Sorry to use this example, it's like flushing a toilet with teacups of water.
Right.
It may be better to wait for them to form a bucket
Right.
before you make something meaningful out of it. So otherwise you will waste the whole water. You could use
Yeah.
a whole drum of water
Right.
and nothing will happen. So it's really
How
about
to collect it together.
collecting
and then
together to
collect
make
and release.
in a meaningful way, in a meaningful
Right.
location.
Right.
Because sometimes location counts. I will give you an example with myself. The first major land I bought was somewhere far away around that Songo. After Songo, me and a few of my colleagues, we bought like one acre of land. By the time it was cheap for us, maybe like 100 and something thousand naira. We're excited. We had land in our name. Okay, we now found out that to fence the land was more expensive than the price of the land. We had to, you want to perfect the title.
Right.
Then when we do all this, the problem was now how to secure the land.
Right.
So we say we want to keep the land until 5-10 years time. There's this Winners University coming up. Different things are going to happen. This place is going to be big. Everybody will promise you many things.
Right.
As soon as you drop your money, they are off.
They are disappeared. They collected their commission and left the company.
Yeah. So everything is going to happen. So we're saying yes. So I can wait and hold the land for 10 years. That's what it looks like. But the problem is that I have to secure it. It means I have to employ a guard or somebody.
Right.
So I'll be paying him every month for 10 years.
Right.
So why don't I wait, put the money somewhere, and in 10 years' time, I come and buy it rather than struggle for the next 10 years. And so many other things. Intervention, community. When we went to visit the land, it was like maybe you park your car at the junction and carry it.
Yeah.
Because the road...
There's no access to this place where you bought.
So that kind of you find out that 70% of us, your first land is really like rubbish.
Right.
It's just, you're just buying pride. So I always say for real estate, buy what is profitable, rent what is comfortable. So
buying location is one of the keys to buying real estate.
Capacity.
Yeah.
Is even more important than location.
Okay.
What exactly?
So if you buy land and you have no capacity to develop it.
Yes, and you don't have capacity to even hold it.
Right.
And the land, and you don't have
because
the right...
every asset requires a measure of servicing. Is that what I hear you say?
Yes, and you don't have the right capacity to buy what is, what I call the long-term profitable. You will faint halfway.
Right.
Maybe you should put it in another asset that can take your level of capacity of control and investing. You could buy stocks, or you could put it in bonds or fixed income. When it's up to that, when you build it up, then you can go for a meaningful investment.
You see stories of people who were living a level of life before retirement, and after that, they're not able to sustain it. What would you say about that?
I would say practice your pace. Don't be too attracted to overnight profit. Real investment is not a lottery.
Right.
So you may hear things from different people. People, it's like your suit.
Yeah.
Yes. You customize it.
Mm-hmm.
Your suit will not suit everybody.
Mm-hmm. Like I tried to wear a suit one day.
Exactly.
And it was customized. So even though the hands are long enough, the torso was not big. My torso is bigger than yours.
So true wealth does not lie in the volume of wealth, but lies in the fitness of that wealth to the purpose of that person.
Right.
So I tell people, not everybody is supposed to be a billionaire.
Right.
Because God has given you a purpose and given you capacity.
But we don't like that.
We don't, I know.
We don't like the whole idea of the fact that some people are supposed to be down and some people are supposed to be up.
Yeah.
Is it possible that we are all not supposed to be rich?
Yes. That is the fact.
That is trouble for the socialist and the socialist-minded person who thinks about the poor as if there's something wrong with them. There's the poor, with the helpless poor who can't eat.
Yes.
And there is the middle poor or the middle class.
Yes.
And the upper class, the high net worth individuals. Yes. What would you say about the social stratifications?
I would say everything is an illusion. We are all acting a movie. Actors don't get paid based on the part they play. Or based on how well they play.
Repetition, are you A-list, B-list?
Yeah. And
so the other matrix...
A-list, B-list is not because you acted all the time as a wealthy man.
Right.
And I acted as a poor man.
No.
I can act as a poor man and get a better...
Someone who is acting as a billionaire and is not...
Yeah. Because I always say Daniel Craig, that acts James Bond, doesn't go home with the Aston Martin.
Yeah.
We are playing Monopoly. So the one who wins the game, no matter how much money he wins in Monopoly money, he cannot buy one block of real property.
Yeah.
To talk less of it. You can own all the houses in Monopoly.
Yeah.
So that's why God says our treasure. That's
should
where our
be
treasure
in heaven.
is. And when people talk about using wealth to measure heavenliness, then I have to remind them about Lazarus and the rich man. God did not have to make Lazarus rich in the end to give you a happy story.
Right.
Lazarus went to heaven as a poor
Poor
man
man
on earth
and achieved purpose
with dogs licking his
his
wound,
wounds.
but he achieved purpose.
And in heaven, he was highly regarded.
Yes,
That
that's
is
where the real
wild.
wealth was.
That is
and that's
wild.
where the longer life is. It's just a 1 hour movie. You don't deceive yourself that you
Yeah.
are richer than the other person. I was discussing with someone the other day who says people are asking him for money. I said, yes, fine. You're acting that part. What
Right.
if God gave you the script of being the beggar?
Yes.
So you are just in a position. So, and we must understand. So we don't get carried away with the illusion.
For many people, they cry, they grieve, they beat the ground.
Yeah.
Their children get broken
Yeah.
on account of the fact that they are poor. The situations are real. Hospital bills unpaid.
Yeah,
People hurt because they lack.
yeah.
What would you say is the balance then between taking life casually and being serious with our own contributions in making the world a better place?
I don't think you should take life casually.
Okay.
I think you should be hardworking in everything. But understand that the results, once you have locked yourself with God, understand that the results are His direction. Like I said, the different wisdom, intelligence, and calling. A lot of times we just get a little wisdom, a little something, and we start to run. We have not even finished hearing the instruction.
Right.
Do you understand? So all of us can run, but it's not the same race. We must wait for the fullness of the instructions. There's a reason why some people are in certain situations, and there is a purpose. Sometimes God often hides you from your promotion for your own protection. So there's timing. There is obedience. There is a purpose to wealth. So God is giving you the kind of wealth for a particular purpose. So it is really a burden. Like someone who has an accounting background, I
Yeah.
say, there's a balance sheet.
Right.
Assets equal liability.
Yeah.
When you see somebody with significant assets, be
Yes.
careful not to be jealous of him.
Right.
Ask yourself if you can carry his liability.
Right. That's the next question I wanted to ask you. Actually, there are people who in our society, you and I know them.
Yes.
They have deep pockets.
Yes.
They are really wealthy in the natural.
Yes.
It comes with a lot of responsibility.
Yes.
And sometimes we see them as if they're seemingly powerless to change the brokenness in their world.
Yes.
For example, if you're Bill Gates
Yes.
or you are Elon Musk, then it means that, maybe you have 10% of the world resources between the two of you guys. It means that the big problems of the world are supposed to be solved by you. What kind of counsel would you give to somebody who is watching us, somebody of deep means, in terms of driving their money towards making impact, in taking responsibility for the fact that they've been so blessed by God?
You have to ask God what your purpose is.
Right.
Because giving is not logical.
Right.
Giving is so confusing that when Christ said that this widow that gave very little,
She gave the most.
she gave the most. Christ now said true religion is giving to the poor and the orphans.
Yeah.
The same Christ said the poor you always have with you. So what exactly are you saying, Christ? What it means is that everything is customized. There are some people you will give and it will cause a curse on you.
Right.
Because you went to interfere in a process that nobody sent you. You don't want to do something you say is good and God asks you, did He send you? Because I see myself as God's accountant.
Right.
So an accountant cannot just be giving out money how he feels like. He has to give out money based on the instruction and the policy of the company. He's still a servant of the company. It's not really his money. So when you see money like that, when you see wealth like that, you will understand that you must get instructions for everything you do.
So profound.
Yeah.
Like you've really given us so much nuggets. Are there some real investment advice you can give to people who are watching this podcast and who would like to take a look at particular sectors?
If nothing drastically happens, I
Yes.
think this is likely to be one of the best times in the country in terms of investing, the period we're entering.
For real.
Yes, it is. I was talking to someone a few days ago. I said, it's like we are transforming, but not everybody really is seeing.
Right.
So the question is, what do you see? When the Soviet Union moved to Russia, there was
Yes.
a lot of confusion and a lot of noise. But some young people became billionaires
Right.
because there was transition of assets,
Right.
there was transition of ownership structures, there was transition of laws, major law changes.
Yes.
So you have about 4 tax bills, major game changers in taxation. And taxation shows the government's direction in terms of growing the economy.
Yes.
So what is underneath those, which industries are benefiting and which
Right.
industries are getting, you have to study that. And in wherever you find yourself, you have to ask yourself, it's not about just jumping to where it is happening.
Right.
It's to ask yourself whether that train that is driving where it is happening is going to pass your front door.
Right.
And should you prepare your front door for it? So everything is changing. The oil industry is changing significantly. Close to half of the production today is moving into local hands.
It's moving from international
From
to local.
international to local hands.
Shallow waters is being divested
Yes. So
massively.
is it noise or is it news?
Is it real?
Yes. So you have to separate yourself about the emotions on whether or not you like
You
a
like
government.
it or not.
A government has power. That's the truth.
Right.
And they will do what their power allows them to do, not what you think they should do or
Right.
what you like them to do. The Bible, and we'll look at the story of Judah and Tamar.
Mm-hmm.
As long as Tamar fought her case, her rightful case with Judah through logic, she didn't get anything
Right.
from Judah. And Judah played a smart one on her. But when she understood Judah's pathway to the road of Timnah, she positioned herself and benefited from the pathway.
Right.
So she can't change Judah, but she can understand Judah.
Right.
So we cannot change Judah. Do we understand Judah? Can we position ourselves to get the best out of Judah?
So there are segments.
So there's segments. So
Yeah.
you mentioned oil and gas.
Yes.
The banking decapitalization has made the banks, will I call it 50% increase in size.
Yes.
Yes, there's huge construction. 2 years ago, there were about 8 or 9 major road constructions for toll roads
Yes.
given out.
I went to Benue State last
Yes.
week, and there are like 4 toll gates on the road from Abuja to Makurdi. I could
Somebody
not
is-
believe it. They are earning
Yes,
money.
somebody is making money while everybody else is crying
Yeah.
and making noise.
It's true.
And
And,
then-
everybody's paying 500 naira,
Yes.
1,000 naira per car
Yes.
on the tolls.
Yes.
And that's what's going to happen on
Yes.
the
So when they have
on
the
the
tolls-
coastal road as well.
So the people that are even tolling, they are going to one day build parks.
Right.
And whose land will the parks be built
Right.
on? Are you set?
There will be recreation.
There will be recreation. Are you going to buy the land before they buy the land from you?
Yeah.
Are you going to try to set up
A
trade
hospitality,
or
yeah.
a hospitality or something along the corridor? Or are you going to just be there crying?
Right.
Yes. Then manufacturing will change because interest rates would gradually shift down. What is the outlook of the dollar and the naira? Why is it moving, not just jumping into bandwagon and say, I'm changing my money to dollar,
Right.
I'm changing my money to naira? People still make a lot of money in naira,
Right.
enough to satisfy their dollar needs. They
Right.
did do that during the time the dollar was spiking.
Yes.
Some people will make more money in dollar even when the naira is getting stronger.
Right.
So it's to understand what is behind that. So each of these things will affect even catering. Somebody has to cook for these people.
Right.
And people have to, like you said, hospitality.
Yeah.
Then when you transition to locals, they are going to be sourcing for some things locally.
Yes.
So for example, maybe something as simple as ID badges or even
The
coverall,
PPE, yeah.
PPE, under the excuse of, it's global. So
Yeah.
they may want to have a global supplier for some
Yeah.
of these things. But when it becomes local, they'll be looking for a local supplier that will be
Yeah.
cheaper. They may downgrade some of they may say, okay, it doesn't have to be a Hilton or a brand name
Yeah.
hotel. So different things. And with expansions in each of these places, they are going to maybe have to build some more airports. So they're going to concession some airports.
Right.
So where are you positioned?
Create free zone
Yes.
enterprises.
So there's quite a lot. And we are going to start to see doctors coming back because
Builders, engineers coming back.
yes, because we will have sick people
Yeah.
and pricing will balance.
Right.
I know of a doctor in one of the state universities, and he said, one of the universities outside of Lagos, teaching hospitals. I asked him, is he not Jakbai? And he said, no. That the people that have gone have left so much business
For him.
that
I love it.
Yeah, it's just so much business
Yeah.
that he can't even leave that place and say he's coming to Lagos.
Yeah.
That he's like a king in a jungle.
Yeah.
That, you understand? You know what it is to be the only person that can read in a village
Right.
where nobody
Everybody bring their letters.
Everybody bring their letters, and you can charge them a fee. You don't even have to be the most sophisticated surgeon.
Yeah.
They need somebody to give them first aid
Yeah.
for the king before he dies.
I remember I had an uncle once who went to school of health education, and they said where there's no doctor. He had a book like this called Where There's No Doctor.
Yeah.
And he lived in a remote village where honestly there was no doctor. So he was a main caregiver, and they called him Dr. Johnson. Because he did all the way to appendectomy.
Oh wow.
And it was life-saving. It wasn't illegal. Most of
Yes.
what he did, he had guidance for.
Yes.
And he was trained to do those
He
things.
saved the life
But he
there for them.
saved a lot of lives.
Yeah, he was king.
he was like a king. He was pharmaceutical, he was medical, he was everything. But because he lived in a place where there is no doctor.
Yeah.
What I hear you say is that people's eyes have to be open to the opportunities that this season is presenting.
Yes.
And people need to step in.
Yes.
As believers, how do we believe God for seasons like this? Is there some spiritual knowledge that helps you to see the spots where you should be?
I'll give you two people, father and son.
Yes.
I know Abraham and then Isaac. When Abraham was going to invest, himself and Lot chose based on what he could see physically.
Yeah.
But Abraham chose based on who he could trust spiritually.
Right.
So are we choosing based on what we can see physically or who we can trust
Point.
spiritually? So it's not about the beauty of the soil or just the
Yeah.
seed, the quality of the seed. It's about where the rain will fall.
Yeah.
And it's God that directs the rain to fall.
Nobody can know where the rain will
Yes.
fall.
So then we go to Isaac.
So there's a shooting in the dark for people who don't know where the rain will fall.
Because they are not talking to the rainmaker.
Yeah. Talk to the rainmaker, guys. So good.
If you cannot talk to the rainmaker, it means you are afraid to touch the skies.
Yeah.
That is where the rain comes from.
So good.
Then the second thing is we talk about Isaac. Isaac dug wells
Yeah.
in places in dry land.
Yeah.
So was it really? It's a question.
Yes.
I will not give you an answer, but you can ponder about the answer.
Yes.
Was it Isaac's ability to spot where water was? Or was it Isaac's power that water will answer him whenever he dug?
Was it Isaac's doggedness to have timber and caliber to dig hard ground?
Yes, that's the third one.
yeah.
Was it because Isaac was a good digger?
Yes.
Or was it because he could see where the water was?
Right.
Or is it because Isaac is digging, water has to answer him?
What has to answer him?
For me, I usually like to believe the latter. Because happiness.
A
is the
man
same-
who carries the DNA of blessing
Yes.
has shown up in this space, and this space must answer to the man because of his covenant.
Yes.
So-
We only think that living things here. No. Everything here. When it says the mountain will be moved, it's not that something will push the mountain. It's that the mountain will hear
Right.
and move. Because the first things to even hear on earth were not living things. It was sky, water, and earth that heard God.
Last question, Louis. It's a personal question.
Okay.
You've made lots of investments. You're doing some real projects. Do you have liberty to tell us about some of the things you're doing and whether people can be invited into those projects?
Okay, I am the president of the housing cooperative, Total's Housing Cooperative, and we are building what I call it the biggest mixed-use development in Eco Atlantic, like building a mini city within Eco Atlantic. And we have residential houses. We're going to have hospitality. We're going to have sports and commercial sports, and then we're going to have retail, mall, and media city, casino, different things like bringing Las Vegas into Las Gidi. So that kind of arrangement is what we're going to have. And we're going to try to make it as affordable as possible. Affordability is relative.
Yes. It depends on who you
Affordable
ask. Yeah.
for the upper middle class.
Yes.
Because we are going to try to do things like mortgages and payment plans that will... Affordability is not just about the price. It's about the payment method.
Right.
I was telling someone yesterday is that you buy let's say you have $100,000 house in Nigeria and $100,000 house in America. The difference is that the one in America allows you to pay over 30 years. And the one in Nigeria wants you to pay everything now.
Yes.
Yes, that's really the challenge. So you have the same capacity. Two
Right.
people with the same capacity. One can afford it.
Yes.
Because
He's given a long
a
space of time
kind of,
to roll
he's
out.
given a payment that understands that he earns money monthly.
Right.
So those kinds of innovative thinking is part of what. But in a nutshell, I would say it's not been that easy and it's not automatic. And we always think that you have to be rich to be richer. Sometimes there's always somebody that started from nothing. Maybe it's your grandfather that gave you the inheritance, but there's somebody along the lineage that started from nothing.
Right.
And many things do start from nothing. And we did start from nothing. But I would say, like I've always said to him, is that you need only 4 things to be successful. Only 4 things. None of it is money. You have to have a big dream. Some dreams are never achieved because they're not big enough. God has called you maybe. Sometimes you are frustrated for not understanding that God has called you for a bigger dream. That's why your small dream is not working. He's wondering why you want to waste your time. And if he answers you, you may go on the wrong path.
Right. Number 2?
A powerful God.
Right.
You have to choose the God that is powerful enough to deliver on the size of the dream you have.
Right.
I'm not forcing you to choose any God,
Yeah.
but you select the God
That is able to bring your dreams to
that will
pass.
bring you. No, some people do select some other things
Yeah.
that work for them some way, but they may be touching the wrong sky.
Right.
We are trying to touch the real
big
sky.
Yeah.
You may get to the sky and spend your time in the sky until someone tells you are just in a ceiling because
Yeah.
you've been deceived.
Right.
So
It's illusion.
illusion. So then the third thing is you need strong faith
Strong
to
faith.
believe that that powerful God can deliver on that big dream.
Right.
Then the fourth one is the energy, which is what we talk about laziness.
Right.
The energy to back up the faith to believe that the powerful God will deliver the big dream. Because a dream and a fantasy, the difference is you actually do get up from bed
Right.
and deliver on what you dreamt. Not roll around and dream again. so you need that.
So,
But in everything, I would say, as an investor, as an investment advisor, as chief investment officer, investment manager, whatever you want to call it, in all my experience, the biggest investment is investing in people. Because when you do invest in people, it's a whole new world for you.
boundless.
It is really boundless. People produce fruit, people produce reward,
Yeah.
but people produce a better spiritual bank account. And that is where your real wealth is. So you will be wealthy on earth, and you'll be wealthy in
in the
heaven,
world to come.
and you'll be wealthy after, because there are people to remember you. Things
Right.
don't remember you.
Yeah.
People do remember you.
So powerful. So powerful. What do you do to relax?
What do I do to relax? It may
More
not-
investment.
Yeah. what I do generally is that I do have a board and a flip chart, and
Invite-
when crazy ideas come,
You
I
write it.
write it. And sometimes I mentor people.
Okay.
When I have time, I mentor people. I mentor businesses.
Right.
I mentor partnerships.
Right.
Because a lot of partnerships, even couples,
Yeah.
take for granted that they do not know each other's dreams.
Right.
Because they've never written it. Anything you don't write down is dangerous.
Right.
That's what I joked to someone, that the difference between Paul and Apollos is that one was writing it down. So that's why it looked greater than the other.
Yes.
So, and then when John and co appear, they'll say, write it down.
So good. It's so amazing to have you on this podcast channel. I look forward to really more conversations on this. And I know that people will reach out and will be directing the questions, the comments, the inquiries back to you. Even people want to engage in the Atlantic project, some of the other things you're working on, and even for investment advice, I will be directing some people to you, as I normally do. So thank you so much for coming to Touch the Sky.
Thank you very much for having me.
Super appreciate it.
Yeah, God bless you.
We've just finished this podcast with Mr. Louis Ogbeifun, and he spoke excellently about how we must pursue investment at whatever level we are and take advantage of the opportunities presented in the Nigerian industry. You know, as believers, I've always wondered why many people have a hard time trying to journey with God in the world of investment. And he talked about believing in a God who is big enough to back up your dreams. He talked also about the energy you need to have to pursue your dreams. So it seems like this is going to be so pivotal for many people, whatever levels you are at. Please make a point to come through to touch the sky. Please also follow me on social media. My handle is @thismoses on Instagram. Come to my website, collidecentral.com, and engage with my book, Collide, GPS for a New Generation there. I'm hoping that this platform will be a blessing to you and to your friends. So please share, like, and comment. Blessings.
I wanna go to the sky, I wanna see through your eyes. Yeah, I'm not believing the lies, I'm not believing the lies. I wanna go to the sky, I wanna see through your eyes. Yeah, I'm not believing the lies, I'm not believing